Welcome back to Lucore Automotive Services. Today we're starting round 2 with the 69 El Camino. It's a little pretty nice car actually. We are getting ready to do some chassis work to make it more fun to drive and do better burnouts. Those were his requirements. He wants to be able to drive it aggressively, and he doesn't like the wheel hop this thing has when he does burnouts. So we're gonna beef up the rear end a little bit. So boxed rear arms, rear sway bar, big front sway bar, all new control arm bushings. I don't know, some other stuff. Should be fun. Come along for the ride. Almost. All right, let's get ready to rumble. I have a seasoned bolt. Got it. Oh, stupid gravity. Stiff. That sounded right.
Feel it too.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
These go over. So something's still recording. Oopsies. Walked away from that. Forgot all about it. Sorry, Austin.
So finally got everything for this thing?
Oh no!
No?
Oh
No? Well, now what do you need?
no. So I need to go back and check. I need to go back and check who I ordered the sway bars from. and verify that it says nothing about these are special order, that we're going to call Hellwig and have them made to order, because it's been like 3 weeks. I ordered them on the 22nd. It's now the 12th, 13th, 12th, something like that. It's been it's been 20 days, and he's like, they're going to be another 10 days maybe. I'm like, before they ship. I'm like, oh dude, you're killing me. Like it doesn't say anything about it being special order on my invoice. It didn't say anything about it being special order when I ordered it. I'm like, I could have literally driven a half an hour away and probably picked the same stuff up or close to it. And I told him, he's like, well, do you want I'm like, dude, honestly, I work on enough of these that just keep the order coming. I'll use them on my car or on another car. I'm like, I literally have like 3 more of these coming in.
What's the same thing that I would have on my car?
It's the same thing we have on like every vehicle we work on of this era. And so I'm like, just get it coming, because I mean it was a good price. I just didn't realize it was going to take a month and a half to get it.
Yeah.
But whatever. Hey, they're made in the USA, or at least they're made by Hellwig, wherever they make their stuff, which I'm assuming is still made in the USA, but that's probably a broad assumption.
We're gonna leave it outside. Oh yeah,
Gravity.
it's raining right now. Is that Belfort truck leaving or just flashing?
That Belfort truck is flashing randomly like it's haunted. Like
Okay,
maybe the ghost from this thing moved out to there.
Just making sure I wasn't seeing things.
No, I saw it earlier and I was like, oh, that was awkward. And then I went over to Terry's and he was already gone for the day at 4:05. So I drove back and I pulled in and I saw it flash again and I'm like, okay, that truck's haunted now. Alright.
That's neat.
Whatever. Alright, time to put in some QA1, 3/8 inch longer lower ball joints. Dude, I made more money with this tool. I've literally owned this tool. This was like the 3rd tool I bought. Like I was doing alignments at the dealer, and this is a made in USA OTC ball joint press, and I have used this thing for 25, 30 years.
Chris has one that looks
I've made more money with this tool and my inner tie rod end tool that I made more money using as a seal installer than a tie rod end tool. Because it's a perfect size for transaxle seals, and it gets you about this far away from the transaxle so you can swing at the thing from out here. It's amazing. Uh-oh. Oh, well, that's lumps in my gravy. How is that wrong? Or did somebody over press the thing? Well, poop. Maybe I'm not putting in QA1 ball joints. Let's make a phone call. They should be open. So this is not an abnormal problem. I've never had it happen before, but the reality is the spring pressure will hold this where it needs to be through all situations. You can take a punch and stake this to make it a little bit bigger. Basically the old ball joints were a little bit bigger than these outside diameter. I'm actually going to probably pop this thing off and stick it in the press and see if I can compress that a little bit. And that will make my hole smaller so I can press my ball joints in. Because I want them to be pressed in. Staking it will work. But if you jack it up by the lower control arm, it may drop out a little bit. So I want to make sure they're pressed in and held in snug. So we'll do that real quick. And then we'll keep going back the other. Glad I figured that out before I put the coil spring in, because probably would have fought me. I want to have coil springs in this tonight. Oh. Let's make our hole smaller. It's easy enough. So I was able to peen the inside of the ball joint hole to give it some grip on the ball joint. I was able to press a new ball joint boot on. I got my collar spindle, collar ball joint, which together will give me the geometry I'm looking for camber gain on turns, which will be beneficial. I have new upper control arm bolts because the ones that were in there were stripped. These actually have a knurl on them that goes into the frame and holds them in place so that this bolt doesn't spin while you're moving the lock nuts to do your alignment. So I'm going to stick those in there before I load this all up. Paul Thumb today. Gotta get you clocked right. Holy cow, I did. How did that happen?
Did your spring compressor compress them?
My spring compressor compressed them. That surely did. That's pretty cool. So my washer fell out. Well, that's the safest and easiest way to put a spring in one of these things, whether the body's on a car or not. This is an Otc Spring Compressor. They're like $260 online. I just ordered mine from Summit the other day because they had it in stock. Worth every penny. That's by far the easiest thing, and you can do that with a bare frame, doing bare frame assemblies. So absolutely worth the money. And the safety. That's an Otc 7045B. Good stuff. All these bolts will get tightened when it's sitting on the alignment rack with the body weight on the bar. So, in the meantime, I'll tighten them up just enough so I don't lose my nuts. So this one was no different than the other side. I had to knurl the inside diameter for the ball joint. And by knurled, I mean beat the snot out of it and distort it so that it builds back up and gives me something to press into. And these guys have a grease chute. I always aim that to the inside. These QA1 ball joints do not come with a grease boot. So these are a Heights ball joint boot, part number 0164CA-029. Ball joint boot. Very high tech. At any rate, it's a little too small for this, which is fine. We're just going to press it on there and go daddy go. Use my handy dandy ball joint press that I've had for 30 years. When you do suspension and chassis work for a living, this is an essential tool. And you will use it a lot. Kind of awkward in this position, but it'll work. back up. Perfect. Let's put that back on the car. Keep moving forward. I've got most of the front suspension assembled. I decided to focus on the rear today to hopefully get the wheels on this thing so that I can get this thing over onto the alignment rack. So I found these guys over in Indiana. It's Southside Machine Performance, and I decided to purchase their, well, suspension kit, I guess you would call it. It's not really a kit, but it's a lot of really good parts. It's rear arms, rear lower arms, rear adjustable upper arms, frame support braces, all new bolts and hardware for the rear. And then I ordered from the same fella upper bushings that go into the axle assembly, which I'll be pressing those in here shortly. And he also has really nice forged knuckles. They are a 2-inch drop knuckle and they are a tall knuckle, so it helps improve your steering geometry for negative camber gain. And we determined that I have the short arms, so we're going to run the short arms. I also put in the QA1 3/8 of an inch taller lower ball joint, which is going to give us another 3/8 of an inch drop in the rear and again help with more camber gain. And it ought to handle really, really well. The only thing I'm not doing on this car at this point, from the things that he recommends, is the bump steer kit, which this car will probably get that down the line, but that's not in the budget for this round because we've already gone above budget for what we're doing this round. But the customer's on board and he's gonna love how this thing handles when I'm done with it. So let me stop talking and get back to wrenching because I got to get this done. I got cars coming in on Monday. I need the bay. Well, that dampener's wasted. Shocking. That one still works. It's all right. We have some Bilsteins to put in here. They work really nice. Alright, let's put the new bushing in. Where did I put the new bushing in? There's the new bushing. So this is the new urethane one from SSM Performance. I'm going to press the bushing out of it, and then I'll press the sleeve into the housing, and then I'll push the bushing back into it. Pretty simple, just takes time. That's a tight hole. I don't think I can swing a bigger hammer. Ah, and I just hit my fucking hand. That didn't feel great. My arms are tired and my hands hurt. Good thing the axle took most of that.
So, got enough room to get it on there?
Let's see if I can hit my target this time. That's all she wrote. Gravity coming to get me. I was smart, I would have checked that to the original length. So I guess I'll pull those back out. Yeah, let's make those a little longer. Watch your toes. Dumb. Put your fingers in places they shouldn't be. Walk it off. Walk it off. Ooh, stickers! Bilstein. This one's got Viagra. It gets itself up. Well, guys, I didn't do much else videoing on the El Camino because it was Friday and it was like 75, 80 degrees, and the customer's like, I want my car for the weekend. So we hammered down on that thing, wrapped up a bunch of stuff. I mean, we installed reinforced upper and lower rear control arms, adjustable uppers, which we ended up using to adjust our pinion angle. Stock factory rear springs, stock factory front springs, 2-inch drop spindles, 3/4 inch drop ball joint, all new control arm bushings, frame supports in the rear, Bilstein shocks front and rear. We ended up putting a new steering gear in it and a rag link because after I got it aligned and I had my pitman arm parallel and my steering wheel was off like 45 degrees, I did a little more looking and I found the passenger's front fender had been replaced, so it probably got crushed real hard in that right front. So they hung a fender on it. When you hit something and you turn into where you get hit, sometimes it'll bend the steering shaft in the steering gear. So new gear, new rag link. He also brought us a factory dash tack to install, so we installed that as well with some light bulbs. We did quite a bit of work on that thing. Man, there is a storm coming. We did quite a bit of work on that thing. Got it all done, wrapped it up. He came and grabbed the car on Friday, took it home, and probably enjoyed the heck out of it because it was like 85 degrees Saturday and Sunday. So beautiful weekend this weekend. It's nice to see summer coming along as I'm getting ready to be rained on. Whatever. Our weather here is crazy. Well, at any rate, thanks for watching this little bit on an El Camino. Kind of updating the suspension, making it handle modern roads better, making it just a more usable vehicle. With that, I'm going to head on to the next project. So I got a first-gen Camaro to wrap up and then a third-gen Camaro to wrap up so that I can move on to this C10 right here because we're going to do a repower on it. And it's going into the bay as soon as I get done with Kenny's Camaro. So it's time to keep moving forward. I got to get back to work. You guys have a great day. Stay safe out there. We will catch you on the next one. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. Have a great day.